Yeah, good day. Michael Fisher here. Want to do a very unusual YouTube. In my almost 7 years now on this station, I've never promoted directly a movie. So this is a DVD that we just watched from our library here, Land by Robert Wright. She is the and protagonist. She is the director of the movie, a well-known actress for many years. I've always liked her, but this is her first premiere full feature film, and she acts, as they say, and directs it. And not only that, what was absolutely captivating to me was I'm watching the opening scenes of the film, and it's all sort of landscape and a traveling camera moving through this mountainous foothills landscape, and I'm going, that looks like Alberta. That's like my home. I live in that area. Well, at least an hour or so away in Calgary, Alberta. And I kept seeing those first signs, and I kept thinking I must be recognizing the mountain peaks. I must be recognizing, all kinds of things like roads and highways, etc. And sure enough, at the end of the film, it showed that that's where it was actually taking place, even though in the film they call the Alberta landscape and the little town that is part of the film, it's called in Wyoming, and it's a little town in Wyoming. So one of the key things why I encourage you, to me, I'm just going to put it out as 2025 best film really of the year for me, and highly recommend. I'm pretty fussy with my films, as my partner is. So we both thoroughly enjoyed it and probably would watch it again. The point being, I wanted to just share a bit of the couple key. I'm not going to give the story away. That would be a real spoiler. So I won't do that. But I do want to give a couple key things that I think are learning lessons, teaching lessons. And of course, that's me. I'm the educator, ultimato, that I always want to bring a larger picture to and a larger context to everything I do personally in life and that I promote. So I'm not just promoting entertainment, fun, and things that are very narrow and thin that don't have much to do with the world and our reality of the human experience here. So I would say it's not an out and out spiritual film per se. It's a very psychological and very personal based story. And it starts with, I think, amazing good directing on her part and acting, where within the first 10 seconds, I looked over at my wife and I said, that's how you build empathy for a character who you've never seen before within 15 seconds in a movie. Wow. Very clever, very smart, very good cinematography. Everything that comes together, just boom. I am empathizing with this character. I like her. I feel for her. I want to be with her on the film journey that's about to unfold. And I've seen nothing else but just an image of her face and a particular conversation she was in at the time. And we're only seeing the camera on her face, the facial expressions, everything. Just stunningly in character, in depth, and an authenticity that you just feel like I'm not being fooled here. This is like important to watch. And I kept thinking, like, is this because Robin Wright, I would suspect, has gone through her own personal growth and development, probably a long journey. She's also a very intelligent woman from all that I've read about her and heard, and that she really knows how to craft this authenticity. So that is the core to the film. And obviously, it's someone who went out, she took an adventure and lives out in the wilderness in what is the foothills and the mountains through several seasons. So it's got I think, a 3 or 4 year trajectory in the film that you're watching the character. And then there are a few, other characters that come in. Again, I'll not give away the dynamic. So the last part that I want to share before I close on this short review of a great film I highly recommend is that came out, I think, in 2023 or something like that, 22. And I just want to say is that what I picked up and I was journaling on this morning, is that wow, there's a place for unforgiveness. There's a lot of in the positive new age human potential wellness spiritual communities to sort of shun anything that, oh, you're not forgiving. You need to work with forgiveness work and you need to do this and that with forgiveness. And again, of course, that's a very wide category. What does that actually mean? And it's certainly in the religious spiritual traditions of particularly the Abrahamic religions. That all aside, what I noticed by the end as I'm reflecting, this is a film with a lot of reconciliation and or reckoning combination with a very powerful sense of reality. And to me, that's the most important thing we need to bond with is reality. I know a lot of people won't start the psychology on that. There's all kinds of attachment theory out there that no, the psychology is bonding with your parents or bonding with this and but attachment, disattachment. Not saying that's not important, but I'm actually working for a more philosophical, psychological, sociological, political understanding of the human condition today. And I would say what's most important is that we attach to reality, that we bond to reality. And you can make that capital R if you want. Robin Wright does this in the movie in so many ways, shows what it means to bond to reality, how important it is in the reconciliation of conflict, and what would be betrayals, what would be horrible tragedies, what would be places where you just do not and cannot forgive. And it carries out in a wonderful parallel with another character that becomes really important in the film adjacent to her. And in the end, both characters come to the same place where they find a level of peace of a certain kind. But it's a reconciliation rather than just some kind of nice peace and harmony and, oh, forgiveness. It's not thin like that. And that's why it's clever and it's rich and it's got depth. It comes to a place of, I don't see forgiveness actually. What I see is reckoning with reality. And all of that, no use going into it further, is fundamental to the recovery process, recovery learning, and the moving on to transformation, which you do see a transformation going on as the film gets to the end, especially. And I just want to say, great job, Robin Wright. I hope a lot of people watch and buy and purchase and share that film. Thank you very much. Just one more view at the maker of the film, the lead actress, and this wonderful landscape of Alberta's mountains, Rocky Mountains, and foothills. So, film from Canada. I don't know if Robin Wright is Canadian or American, but for various reasons, she chose to do the film here in Canada. All the best to everybody in the new year. See you soon with another video. Bye bye.